you cannot make solid changes, huge changes, until you rewrite your story. How many self-development books and videos and content are you constantly consuming, but you're not changing anything about yourself? You're not actually putting in the work. You're not actually doing what needs to be done. I was pissed. I really was. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bahja. If this is your first time seeing my face, then hey, welcome to the channel. And if you've been here before, like always, it is a pleasure and an honor to have you here with me. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some things that I've learned from experience and from failure, and some principles that have gotten me to this point in my life where I am constantly witnessing my vision boards, the image that I held in my mind and in my heart for so long, literally come to fruition every single day, little by little, more and more. And I know that no matter how hard you try, you cannot make solid changes, huge changes, until you rewrite your story, until you reprogram your mind and the story that you have been telling yourself, the story that you have been brought up to believe and to think. And the reason why I even decided to start this page and to create the playlist that's titled Rewrite Your Story that reached over 1 million people is because once I learned what it was that has shifted my entire life, I was pissed off at how easy it is and how simple the concept is, yet how we never are taught it. We are never taught the workings of our minds and the impact and the influence that it has on the results that we're getting and the life that we're creating for ourselves. And I just felt like I needed to share what I knew. I knew I needed to share what I knew because I knew that there were so many people out there who were stuck the way I was stuck. And I'm getting emotional because it's that serious. A little over 3 years ago, I experienced one of the most difficult years of my life. When I tell you, everything in my life was falling apart. I didn't know how to navigate that. I didn't know why it was happening. I didn't know what to do about it. I didn't know who I was anymore. I was in this place where I just truly and genuinely felt lost. That's the only way I can explain it. Everything just around me crumbled. Everything around me just fell apart. After being in that for what felt like forever, it was the spring of my second to last semester of college. So it was the spring of my junior year, and I took a trip to New York. And on that trip, I've talked about this in a few of my videos, but on that trip, I decided that I just wanted to feel better. I wanted to create something better for myself. I wanted to be better. For the first time, I took accountability for my life. Before, I was thinking, I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know why this is happening. It's the people around me. It's the drama. It's this. No, for the first time I looked at myself, I said, I am the one who brought myself where I am. I knew that I could easily pull myself out of certain situations and certain relationships and certain situations that I was keeping myself in. I wasn't tied to those things, but because I was so focused on them and because I was continuing to feed that fire, I was continuing to feel like crap. And so I told myself, I took accountability. I said, I am the one who got myself to where I am now. And I'm going to be the one who gets myself to where I want to be. And it's so funny because I had this realization when I was walking past Good Morning America. I woke up in New York, literally Times Square. I went to go get coffee for everybody, and I was walking past Good Morning America, and I don't know what it was. Like, maybe it was the New York air. I thought to myself, like, dang, I'm going to be on Good Morning America one day. And at that point, I didn't have any goals. I didn't know who I wanted to be. I didn't know where I wanted to go. I was entering my last year of college soon, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And just saying that out loud, it made me realize, like, dang, like, I really need to figure it out. Like, I could do that if I wanted to. Like, who said I can't? And I was realizing in that moment that I could be whatever I wanted to be. I could get to wherever I wanted to get. I just had to hold myself accountable. And so I told myself, I'm the one who got myself where I am right now. And I'm the one who's going to get myself to where I want to be, whether it's a Good Morning America or whatever it is. And I knew the first step I had to take was to genuinely just remove myself from certain situations so that I could feel better. When I went home, I wrote Rewrite Your Story at the very top of my journal. I had no idea what I was doing. No idea. I'm telling you guys, it was just, I believe that it was the guidance of God and the guidance of God alone, because I had no idea what I was doing. But I decided, I was like, okay, this is who I want to be. This is how I want to feel. This is the type of life that I want to live. I want to wake up feeling like this. I want to have this type of people around me rather than the type of people that I was around at the time. And then every single month, I just decided that I was going to take one step closer. I was going to do one thing every day. I was going to wake up and practice affirmations and be grateful for the day. Like, I didn't even know what affirmations were. I would literally just wake up and I would tell myself, today's going to be a good day. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. I had no idea what I was doing. And I started to see my life shift like this. When I tell you, I was still in the same home. I was still in the same environment. Nothing around me. I didn't change the physical. Nobody around me changed. The people around me didn't change, but I changed myself. I changed the way that I was feeling. I changed the way I was thinking. I changed what was within me. And because of that, I started to see my outer reality transform. I didn't know how that was happening. I didn't know why it was happening. And so throughout my senior year of college, every moment that I got, every chance that I got, I went, and literally in between my classes, I would either go to the library or I would go to Barnes & Noble. Like, I would drive from my campus to Barnes & Noble, and I would sit in there between my classes and I would study and I would read and I would literally research why my life was changing and how it was happening. I didn't know what I did in that moment. I didn't know that when I decided that I was going to be something different, and I held myself accountable, and I started practicing affirmations, and I started setting little goals, and I started to build a relationship with myself, that I was rewiring my brain, that I was reprogramming my mind. I had no idea, but I just found myself feeling so good, feeling so much better about myself. I found myself wanting to strive. I found myself encountering opportunities. And so when I found out what was happening, I became obsessed with learning. I read every book I could find. I researched, I watched lectures. I did everything that I could just to understand. And dude, I was pissed. I was pissed. I was so mad at the fact that it was so easy. I was so mad at the fact that the concept was so easy, but it is never taught to us. I was pissed. I really was. And so when I come on here and I tell you guys the concept is so simple, it is the execution that is hard for us. It is because that execution requires reprogramming your paradigm. It requires reprogramming your mind. It requires breaking free from that programming that literally blinds you of opportunities, that literally caps your potential. Your perspective, the things that you come across, the ideas that you are able to accept, the actions that you are able to take, the amount of money that you make, the skills that you learn, the people that are around you, every single thing that you experience in this life is your paradigm being reflected back to you in reality. If you are wondering why you are experiencing the same type of people again and again and again, which is literally a problem that I had, I would end up in the exact same type of friendship, and I would meet people that were always the same. It was always the same story. It always ended the same way. And I would wonder why it was happening. That is because I was attracting from that state. If you grew up with this belief of being obese or being unhealthy runs in our family, it runs in our family. It is our thing. And you grow up with that being ingrained into this paradigm that you're not even consciously aware of, you will have a really hard time losing weight. And you know what? You will be living your life almost fully controlled by this paradigm, this programming that you are not even aware of. Every goal that you have, every feeling and emotion that you experience on a daily basis, every type of situation and relationship and circumstance that you constantly keep facing, that is because of your paradigm. That is because of the beliefs that you hold. That is because you view the world from this lens. And until you change it, it is going to be really hard for you to make any type of changes in your life. Now, I don't say this to discourage you, but I say this so that you could understand, in order to make actual changes that stick and that last, that improve your life in any way, you are going to have to make a shift. And that shift isn't running around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to fix everything around you, trying to change other people, trying to force things to come to you, but it is a psychological change that you need to make. And you know what the worst part is? When you are functioning and operating based on your paradigm, from your mental programming, from your story, whatever you want to call it, when you are operating from that state, you will experience a reality, a life that is going to reflect that back to you. So you're going to meet the people, experiences, all of that. And what is that going to do? It's only going to reaffirm those beliefs. It's only going to make those beliefs stronger within you. And so you will go through your whole life thinking, this is just how life is for me. This is just how I am. This is just who I am. And you forget that this just stems from the beliefs that you hold that might not even be your own, that might not have been a conscious choice that you made. Right now, if I'm talking to you and you don't believe, and you have this deeply ingrained belief that you are never worthy of changing, that you are not worthy of being better, that you are not worthy of living a good life, and I'm sitting here and I'm telling you, you can live a good life if you do X, Y, and Z. Consciously, it makes sense to you. It's logical. You're like, okay, yeah, I could totally do that. But you don't do it. Your subconscious mind, it controls your actions and your perception. And so unless your subconscious mind is on board with this idea, you cannot take action on it. It's going to be really hard for you to take action on it. Your subconscious mind is going to, however, reject that idea because it contradicts with the belief that you already have. This deep belief that you have of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy of change. And that is why people have a really hard time with actually following through. How many self-development books and videos and content are you constantly consuming, but you're not changing anything about yourself? You're not actually putting in the work. You're not actually doing what needs to be done. And that is because the part of your mind, the conscious mind, knows that, yes, you can think logically and say, yes, this is true. This is what I need to do. This is how I need to do it. But your subconscious mind is the one that controls your behavior. These beliefs, that story that is playing in the back of your mind is literally what controls your behavior. And so that's what you need to understand. It's not that you can't do it. It's not that you can't make it happen. It's not that you are less than. You have beliefs that is rejecting the life that you want to live. And this is what Rewrite Your Story is all about. I'm so excited to finally be able to share this course that I literally put my back into these past 2 years with you guys. And I'm so happy to announce that it is finally available and you can enroll. The link is in the description. The website is in the description. You can go check out the landing page, see if it's for you. But that is what I teach, is how to get to the core of that, how to reprogram that paradigm, how to take control of your own narrative. Because until you are able to break free from that, you cannot make changes. You cannot make solid changes that last. And so I'm so excited to share with you guys everything that I've learned. I'm so excited to see how much the thing that has completely transformed my life is able to help you guys. And so you can now enroll in the description. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. I literally cannot. I feel like I've been talking about this since forever. If you guys have been watching and keeping up with the Rewrite Your Story playlist, where I've been sharing ideas and concepts and helping you guys kind of get an understanding of this topic and these ideas, you guys know in every video I'm like, yeah, my program Rewrite Your Story, it is finally here. It is finally here, and I'm so happy and I'm so excited. Let me tell you guys a little bit about the things that I've learned from my experience, from my failures, from these 3 years of trial and error. Okay, so the first huge lesson that I learned from failures and trials is that you can never change anything outside of yourself. You cannot force anything outside of you to change, but when you cultivate success and love and abundance within yourself, that is exactly what you're going to experience in your reality. Your outer world is really only a reflection of your inner world. Chasing everything outside of you and trying to force it to change, it is the biggest waste of time. The next lesson that I learned is time is never going to wait for you to be ready. When you make a decision on something, that is what bridges the gap between where you are and where you would like to be. A lot of times, the thing that holds us back from ever even making the decision to change, making the decision to start the business, making the decision to start the YouTube channel is you don't understand exactly how you're going to get there. Or you stand here and you say, when I have this, I'll do it. When I am this, I'll do it. When I have the right amount of money, I'll do it. And I know it's like, okay, but Joe, well, obviously you're going to need the money to start the business, or you're going to need the money to buy the camera. You need the money first, and then you can make the decision. But what happens when you make the decision first is you will be able to see the opportunities that will help you get there. If you are observant enough, you're going to see the path unfold. When you make the decision, it's saying, I'm going to do this thing point blank, period. And everything else is going to fall into place for you. And you are going to attract everything that you need, everything that is necessary in order for you to reach that destination. And when I say everything that is necessary, I also mean challenges, trials, hardships. Those things help you level up. You are on this path to get into that destination. You are on this path, and on this path there are hardships and there are trials. So it's not just going to be rainbows and daisies when you go after something. But most people never take that step, and they wait for readiness that never comes. Time is only going to continue to slip past you. And the longer you wait and the longer you delay improvement of any sort, the more lost you are going to become in your own mess. And you won't even realize the passing time. I spent so much time waiting to be ready for something, but that wait, right? Me waiting for it was really just coming from a place of fear. Fear of being in the unknown, fear of what if this doesn't work out, fear of what are other people going to say about me and think about me? And if you really, really, really never want to uncover your potential, then that is exactly what you should do, is care what other people are going to think of you, is never make decisions. One of the best things that you can do, and the most successful people do very well, is they make decisions quickly. Make the decision, make the commitment. Even if you don't have all the tools necessary, because those tools will appear. Those tools come to those who make decisions. And sometimes when you do decide to make the decision, you'll realize that those tools have been there all along. You'll realize that goal, that vision, that dream that you had, it's been there all along. It was just waiting for you to be ready. It was just waiting for you to make the decision. And then last but not least is nobody is coming to save you. Nobody cares about you the way that you can care about yourself. And this isn't to say that people are so mean, or people who love you don't care about you. People who love you do care about you to a certain extent, but everybody's always going to be so caught up in their own world, in their own life, in their own problems, that they can't fully show up for you the way that you can show up for yourself. No one can give you 100%. So you have to give yourself that. Nobody's going to come to you and give you a map and say, hey, this is the exact road that you should take. Nobody's going to come to you and serve your potential on a platter. You have to discover that yourself. And if you wait for other people to come and save you, to come and help you, then you're just going to spend your whole life sitting and waiting. Now I want to share with you guys how I live my life, the principles that I live by every single day. That is the reason why I'm watching my vision unfold every day. I choose to see things not as they are, but how I would like them to be, or how they could be. I see myself not how I am, but how I would like to be. This you can call the law of assumption, or some people like to call it delusion, which it is not delusion. When I tell you guys, if I can see it up here, I know that I can experience it in reality. And I trust that. And I've been living by the quote, God does not place a dream in your heart without giving you the capabilities of achieving it, for so long. And so when I have a dream in my heart and I can picture it vividly and I could see it, I know that God wants to give it to me, and He allows me to pray for it, and He allows me to work for it. I know I'm not going to be left disappointed. And I trust that with my whole heart, and I believe it. And so every single day, I wake up and I embody that version of myself. Choose to see things differently, right? A lot of times we get so caught up in our reality, right? Our outer world. You get so caught up looking at your body the way that it is, and then you get frustrated and you get disappointed. You look at your subscribers list and you see that it's not where you want it to be yet, and you get disappointed. Something happens in your life, you come across a hardship, and you fall back into old negative ways of thinking of, this is never going to happen for me. This is not going to work for me. Ugh, this stuff does not work. I'm wasting my time. And that is where we put our focus. That is where we put our energy. But why look at it like that when you can see how you would like it for it to be? When you can focus your energy on how you would like for it to be. And I'm not telling you to ignore your circumstances. I'm not going to tell you to ignore the fact that you have $5 in your bank account, but look at it from a different perspective. Look at it from the perspective of the version of you who has already achieved that success and that abundance that you look for, that you hope for. When you look at it from that POV, you are stepping out of your emotional state. You're putting your emotions to the side and you're looking at it from a winner's perspective. When you show up as the version of yourself that you would like to be and you walk with confidence, you will start to take that necessary action in order for you to get there. You're going to start to carry yourself differently and talk differently, and you're going to start to take action on actually achieving your goal. You're going to sit down and click record on the video. You are going to say yes to the opportunities. Sometimes we have everything in front of us. Sometimes the opportunities are handed to us. It's given to us. It's there. But out of fear, we say no. Out of fear, we hold back. But when you decide to show up as that person and you decide to sit in front of the camera with confidence, eventually you will start to see your outer world match that vision that you hold. When you start to feel like that person and you feel abundant, you feel successful, you are going to start attracting from that state. Whereas before you were attracting from this negative lack place and you're continuing in the cycle of negativity and you experience the same people, now you're going to experience something different. And people call it delusion, but it is not delusion. Every single thing, this mic that I'm talking into, this camera that I'm recording on, my iPhone, was literally an assumption. It was a delusion. It was an idea that somebody had in their mind, but they brought it into our physical world. They had the will to do it. They pushed through the pains of change. They pushed through the uncomfortableness. They pushed through people telling them that they were crazy. They pushed through feeling not good enough. And they were able to make it happen. And I know I can do that as well. And so is it delusion, or is it something that God is pushing you to move towards because he knows you can achieve it? That is how I choose to see it. Choosing to see like that and choosing to live my life like that has not only pushed me to be better, has not only helped me make positive changes in my life, but it's also been a huge, huge game changer when it comes to my well-being, when it comes to my health, when it comes to my mental health, when it comes to my confidence, when it comes to the connection that I have with God. It's changed a lot for me. It's not just about the physical things. It's not just about the material things, but it's so much greater than that. The reason why a lot of people are unhappy is because they know that they can do better. Because us as human beings, we are meant to push. We are meant to strive for better. We are meant to push. But a lot of people don't out of fear. A lot of people don't because of their mental programming that they are not even aware of. And because of that, they feel unfulfilled. They don't know that that feeling comes from their lack of growth. And so every single day, I'm embodying that version of me. I am moving through life knowing that that is going to be mine. And every day, I'm grateful for the vision that I hold. Every single day, I'm grateful for what God hasn't even given me yet. That is the best way to live your life, if you ask me. All we have is the present moment. The future doesn't exist. The past is long gone. It doesn't exist. But how you feel and think about the future is what affects your present. If you create a vision for yourself and you believe that you're going to live a good life, you are going to take better actions now. You are going to feel better now. You're going to be less anxious. But if you decide to envision a future where things go wrong, where things are so uncertain, where, oh my God, what if this happens? You are going to create anxiety and fear in your present. You're not going to enjoy your present and you're not going to enjoy your future because you're going to take action from a place of fear and lack. The best way to live your life is to build something for yourself, an image, hold it in your heart and believe that it's yours, and move through life with faith and gratitude and just be excited. Every day I wake up excited because I know I'm building something for myself. To get to where I am today and to have this mindset and to have this faith and to have this belief, it was not an overnight thing. This took years of practice. This literally took me 3 years of practice to be where I am today. Our beliefs are so deeply ingrained in us. Do you guys think I had the confidence that I have today? Do you guys think that I believed in myself the way I believe in myself today? Did you guys think that I could sit here and be grateful just a year ago? It took practice and it took time. The more that you practice thinking positively and thinking this way, the stronger those neural pathways get in your brain. The reason why it's so easy for me to think this positive or to think this way is because I've practiced it for years, again and again and again, every single day. I've built the evidence for myself that I am capable, that I can do it. And that is exactly what it takes. When you build a vision for yourself and you start to move towards it, that is when you'll notice your limiting beliefs. That is when you'll see and become more conscious and aware of the negative thoughts that are keeping you back. And so it's building that vision for yourself and moving towards it. If you could see it up here, you can make it happen. And sometimes you are in such a low place where you can't even imagine something better for yourself. And I've talked about this because that was me. I couldn't imagine anything that I have for myself now, for myself when I was at a low point, because I was so caught up in my negative thoughts and my negative emotions. But I was able to break free from it, and you can too. And so that is what I teach in Rewrite Your Story. That is what I hope to share on my channel and on all of my social media platforms, because it pissed me off. Like, you guys, how simple is that concept? How simple is the idea? You create an image in your head. You believe that it already exists. You believe that it's already yours. You embody the version of yourself, and you move through life in that manner. That's all you have to do. Everything else God takes care of. You will start to attract things to you. All you need is for your mindset to be right. Because when you start to attract things to you, you need the confidence and the faith to say yes to it. And that stems from your beliefs. But a lot of us, our paradigm, our story that we tell ourselves is what keeps us stuck. You cannot see past your paradigm. You cannot experience past it. And so you have to push past it. The good thing about your paradigm being your glass ceiling is it's made out of glass. You can literally break through it. You can move forward. You can make change. You can give yourself a whole new experience just by making decisions. That's what I teach in Rewrite Your Story, and I'm so happy. It took a lot, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. And I really hope you guys enroll and sign up. And I hope you guys love it. And I hope you guys loved this video and found it beneficial and found it helpful. If you did, share it with a friend. Leave a comment. I'm always so happy to see your comments, to read your comments, to hear about your experiences. I see your DMs. I see your messages. I see it all. And I love you all so much. I appreciate you so much. And I really genuinely cannot wait to see who you become. I cannot wait for the life that you guys create for yourself. I'm so excited, but that is all that I have for you guys, and I hope to see you next time.